I wouldn't want to bully or shame somebody over something that they literally cannot control.
This is why women should not be in
that.
positions of power.
No, literally, you can control
What?
that.
Yes, I strongly believe that. I imagine this
because
country.
you don't want to bully someone
imagine
over something they can't control or can't change.
No, imagine this country being led by a woman. Just imagine that for a second.
It's never what's happening.
It should never happen. It should never happen. I have a daughter. I have a daughter, and I would never even want my daughter to lead the country. Like, it just makes no sense.
I mean, I don't know if I can agree with that though, because
you're a woman.
You're never gonna go against the grain. I get it.
No. It's not even that, but there are. You're
talking about the 6 matriarchal societies that have been the 6.
But look at New Zealand. What you're talking about? Let's look at New Zealand and what happened during COVID.
No one respects New Zealand.
Let's talk about New Zealand and how they're the one island that got rid of the COVID-19 pandemic within weeks. How is that woman able to do something like that? And our president is telling people to use bleach to cure themselves.
Bro, all they did was literally shut down. They let no one in, no one out. Like that's literally all they did. There's nothing special about it.
But it worked.
They literally just
I mean, you
can't
understand
do that in the U.S.
Yeah, you understand the economy is different, right?
How is a woman able to
something?
Inspire New Zealanders to do
Bro,
that?
a kid could have done that.
I feel like
a literal kid could have just said, "Listen, we're not gonna let anyone in. We're not gonna let anyone out." That's not rocket science.
I can see why it would be preferred for a man to be like the leader of the country because they're leaders. So I can see that, but I definitely don't think women can't be the president. Women definitely could be the president and be successful.
I mean, I don't think there's any like true women who want to be the president right now. Like that's a really extreme example anyway. But when you're saying like women should not be in positions,
but I'm saying in general, like women shouldn't lead in relationships. Women shouldn't like you guys have your own place. Like there's beauty in being a woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much beauty in being a woman. Like why would I as a man want to sit here and fight that I could be as good a good father, stay-at-home father? Why? Like, why the fuck would I sit here and argue that I can be as good of a stay-at-home father just like you could be a good stay-at-home mother? Like, what type of argument is that? It makes no fucking sense.
I get what you're
like,
saying.
as women, you guys are arguing for things that men typically take care of.
Yeah, I have
like, okay, you can lead, and so what? So
I have way more patience.
I mean, I would agree with you in a relationship. I don't want to lead. I think that a man leading a relationship that I would be in, or even most heterosexual relationships, is preferable.
I just think women take offense to the way I say things, but like for instance, there's things that I wouldn't want guys to do.
No one's disagreeing.
Like for instance, I would
never
never like I have kids. I would never want. I'm just being honest. I would never choose a man taking care of my kids over a woman.
I would never leave my kids.
A man doesn't have patience for that. Like
okay,
I agree with you.
I'm trying to prove a point that
but a man literally does not have patience.
There's some things that women are better at, and there's some things that men are better at. Like nurses overall, I would much rather prefer getting a female nurse than a guy nurse. Like there's certain things that you guys are just good at.
Men are not maternal. That's not their role. Like biologically, they didn't carry.
And women are not leaders.
And
that's not their role.
Men don't have.
Like if you're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
You believe in Adam and Eve. You believe in Jesus. You believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the Bible it says that Eve was made to be by his side. She was formed from him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like not the other way around.
If I'm not mistaken.
Like it wasn't like Adam wasn't made out of Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
So like come on, let's keep it G.
No,
here.
I believe the way the story goes is that Eve was taken from the rib of Adam to because Adam was lonely, and
yeah, but she's not his equal.
But why was he? But even you just said to stand by the side of him.
Yes, but that doesn't make you, bro. My kid could stand next to me. That doesn't make my kid my equal.
And it's not necessarily about equal because
but that's what women are fighting for: equality.
I mean,
like I think women are beneath men if we're being honest.
In what sense, though?
In
I
every
wish
sense.
I would have lived back.
I can't agree with that because
I'm just being honest.
I mean,
like women were made to support men.
Wait, what?
It is what it is.
Actually, in the Bible it says that Eve. I'm sorry. In the Bible, it says that Eve was made to help him and
like
to
a
be
partner.
his companion.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So technically, yes.
To help him and be his companion. Okay.
They have different roles, but they're.
Yo, listen, my dog can be my companion. Like, what do you mean?
My
like,
dog is my
All
companion.
right, talk to your dog.
Yeah, fuck your
But
dog.
I'm trying to prove a point. Is that women are sitting here? Listen. From a man's perspective, I can say what I say because I'm a man. But if I was a woman, I wouldn't sit here and try to argue that I'm equal to a man. It makes no
Who is
sense.
saying that,
I'm
though?
not. I'm
Not
not
in-
saying that women and men are equal. I think women and men bring different things to the
Yes.
table that are important for
Different
the
roles.
roles in
Okay, but
society.
who
Both are
leads?
important though.
Who leads?
In society, men
No.
do lead.
But in general, who should lead?
Men.
Men are the head.
Hold on. Who should lead?
It depends in what sense. If you're asking me in the relationship sense, for me, yes, I think that men should lead. It works better that way.
Okay.
But when it comes to, I don't know, for example, I use my education a lot because it's consuming my life right now. I just had a position sitting on student council, and I think I did a great job, and I had that recognized by my advisors. And now I'm starting a new student organization that no one else thought of. Why am I a woman who's doing that? And I'm already organized. Should a man come and take over just because I'm a woman?
Okay, but
Wait,
but
but
how
you're
does-
talking
cannot
about your
agree with that.
academic.
yeah, but like that's
success.
that's
This
an
is-
individual achievement. Like that doesn't really affect anybody else but you.
But I'm
He's
still
talking about
leading,
a-
and my student organization will most
That's
certainly
fine. I
affect
can lead
other
a
people.
soccer team, but it doesn't really affect like society. You know what I mean?
But you said
My
in every
student
aspect.
my student
But that's what I'm
organization is going to
trying to-
affect a lot of people.
I'm saying leading in a real sense, like
Mhm.
the leader of a country. Like I'm big on men leading.
Okay.
Like even when it comes to war,
Mhm.
would I ever follow a female fucking captain or,
I think
or
I
whatever the
trust the
fuck they are?
man's
No.
Like,
perspective.
okay, listen,
No,
you're
don't.
telling me that we're going into war. This is
Yeah, that's-
this is life or
that's a-
death.
What he's trying to say is like men are more logical, so you can trust their
It
point of
just
view.
No, in a-
listen, that could be
combat sense,
that
I
could be
would
the
want a
most
man to
brolic
lead.
chick in the world.
Yeah.
I don't want to follow her into war.
No, I get you. In a combat sense, I would agree with you. Men should lead. Why? Because they are less
They're the masculine
emotional
ones too,
than
like-
women. But when we're talking about broad sense and you're saying
like
women are
feelings.
beneath men,
They are.
I cannot agree with that. There's no way you can. There's no way
Bro,
that
as
you
a
can
father,
say.
I'm telling you that. Even like I'm telling you that overall. Like there's what you guys are. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like my favorite game is chess.
Mhm.
The queen is the strongest piece, but the without the king, there's no fucking game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you the king and the queen, you can't sit here. They both have their own fucking,
You need the
Peace,
man's
right?
sperm.
but
Yeah.
you can't sit here and say that the queen is equal to the king. She's powerful in her own sense.
Yeah.
But without the king, there's no game.
I totally get what you're saying, and I think the chess analogy is applicable. But when we're talking about life, I don't understand how you can have a cohesive relationship where you really believe the gender that you're with is beneath you in
Well,
every
That's my
sense of
girlfriend.
life.
She's not on my level. That's facts.
That I think that's true because my man's like above me in every single sense. Like
You know what
look up
I
to
realized?
him.
It's always the women that understand the dynamic that are usually happy and in good relationships. It's usually the women that fight against it that usually end up having a hard time in life.
But how am I not having a hard time in life?
I'm not,
and I'm in a
with the
great
exception of
relationship?
you. But most women that sit here and try to say that they're equal to men or that they should also lead in relationships, etc., like they typically aren't happy.
Hella trauma.
It's not that
OnlyFans.
I would never argue men and women are equal. I
Sluts.
think men and women bring very different things.
If we're
to
not
this
equal, then
world.
that means that by definition you're beneath me.
That's-
Like if there's
you want it
first,
to be
there's,
so black and white.
there's
It's
first
not
place,
black and
there's
white.
second place, there's
It is
third
black
place.
and
I
white.
feel like a man is on
Not
top,
though.
is
What's the
above me.
difference? You guys have a
because-
penis and we have a vagina. What's the difference? You guys are stronger. What's the difference?
No, but I feel like a man
I
is.
don't get it.
I do feel like a man is above me because without my man, I would not be able to survive with.
Okay,
my
real quick,
baby.
hold on. You're saying what's the difference, but you're a woman looking and dressing like a guy.
I'm not. No.
So-
no, I
so-
dress
so
like a dude,
that-
but I
that-
still
hold
act
on,
like a
speaking to the
female,
mic.
though. I said I
Okay,
dress
but
like a
that's
dude.
confusing as fuck. Imagine if I still like dressed like a guy, but I acted like a female.
Okay.
Like that's confusing as fuck.
no, it's not.
it's
It's
very confusing.
it's just because of the way I dress. What are you saying?
if you guys walked in here today and I had a green dress on, like you guys would all be fucking confused about it.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes,
They'd be
you
like,
would.
"Oh, that's a trend."
Bro, yo,
What are you talking
It's a
about?
trend?
Are y'all not gonna say that? Oh, that's
Wait.
a trend. You're not gonna get into
I
it.
feel like this is kind of getting off the point where
No, she's arguing that we're the
Objection,
same. I'm
relevance.
saying that she's a female dressing and acting like a guy.
I would argue that men and women are different and both of them bring necessary things to this community.
I agree
For
with you.
example, I can never agree with a woman shitting on men because you want to talk about construction workers, sanitation workers, who's cleaning up your streets, so on and so forth. You want to talk about raising kids who know how to behave,
Mhm.
who are kind and soft. The woman is the one who is almost always showing up and raising your children.
So what? You know what
Emotionally
happens to those
intelligent.
soft and kind people, they end up in prison, jail, school shootings. Those
That's
are very
what the dad is there for.
okay. We're not talking about that right now.
What are we talking?
We're talking about we're talking about women that raise kids
Alone.
Oh, alone.
alone.
No, I'm
Oh,
not talking
no.
about alone. I'm talking about women who bring a certain softness to a child's life.
That can only work if you have a strong masculine man.
Taking
Yeah.
care of
If-
you.
if
but
you-
they're a unit. They're
but
a
that's
unit.
what I mean. It only works when you have both.
Mhm.
But in society, there's rarely ever the male is almost never there in society.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
But you
I
need
just
balance.
I don't think I could ever agree that women are beneath men.
They are. Bro, it's okay to accept that. That's like me going
No.
up to a lion and saying I'm equal to him.
Men
Like-
were put
like,
on
this
this
is- this is-
planet
this
to
is
take
logical.
care of women.
No.
This bro, listen, coming
Yeah,
from
no.
coming from
No,
someone who
men.
believes in
But I'm
in
saying
Christianity,
no.
I'm
Yeah.
actually very disappointed in you.
I mean, it can be disappointing for sure. And I don't mean to laugh. And I'm not. This is your
No, I
podcast,
know
I
you're not
respect
laughing at
you.
me. What I'm saying is, like by definition, what I'm saying is what the Bible talks about.
Yeah.
Eric,
in. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something. In certain aspects of life, I believe that men should lead. For heterosexual relationships, what most women want, that man who's going to take over and be the protector, provider. Yes, the
Do you
man.
read the Bible?
I do.
Okay, give me one story in the Bible where God put a woman in a position of leadership.
Child rearing.
No, I'm not talking about. That was a consequence of
Making
her
the
eating the
home.
apple. I'm
Making
talking
the
about.
home.
I'm talking about. Give me one story out of all the stories in the Bible where God put a female in a position of power and leadership.
I don't think I can think of one besides making the home. And
Yeah,
I
but we're not
understand.
talking about that. We're talking about
that's the
leadership.
most important
It's a-
one.
Oh God, Jesus Christ, bro.
We got a super chat.
Go ahead, bro.
Shout out to you, David. Says New Zealand failed in its zero-case approach with the pandemic. The female prime minister was forced to resign because her policies failed and voters were turning against her.
Okay, shout out to her. Shout out to that argument right there. I want to get back to something that we were talking about with you. So, with all due respect, you're saying that we're the same, right? Men and women.
In a sense.
Okay.
Not completely, but in a sense, because you guys are saying what she was saying. She's like, guys were put on here to kind of take care of women and
yeah.
whatever it may be, but that's not true. Because look, I'm out here, I'm not dating men. I can take care of myself. I don't need a man
but
to
you're
go to,
man-like.
but I'm not a man.
You're
But
not.
listen to what you
but
just
you're
said.
man-like.
Like you're
How?
saying
Just
that,
because
that's
I
crazy.
dress like a boy, I'm man-like, but
No,
I'm
you date women,
but
and you act and you
your
dress like
point.
a boy. And
Okay,
you
take
act.
off my clothes. I look like you. Your point.
Okay, but there's a
Okay, but-
reason
but
why you're
still.
acting the way you are, though.
Why do you?
Would
think
you
it
take
is?
care of your girl, or you would expect her to take care of you?
No, I take care of her.
Right.
But I feel you.
That's
I feel you. It's
not-
a man position, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell
Okay, so-
him.
so-
that I feel
Okay,
like
but
we're
if you were
equal.
dating a female, would your female be taking care of you, or
It-
you would be taking care of your female?
Well, me, I take care of my female, but it
Okay.
depends if
Thank
the girl got
you.
money too, she gonna take care of me too.
No,
It's a double
see,
standard
there
with
you go.
with
So you-
lesbians.
so
You
you-
feel me?
You
It's
want
not.
50-50?
It's a 50.
What is
You
your
want
type?
50-50?
No, I
Nah.
don't. But it
What's your
depends on
type
the girl.
though? Feminine
Listen,
or masculine?
Listen,
Feminine.
women
Yeah.
women choose 50-50 when it benefits them. That's literally the only time they choose that shit. Because right now,
No girl wants to go half with you on a
right,
party.
course not.
listen,
Of
right,
course not.
right now, right? If someone was to storm through this fucking door in the studio with guns,
Mhm.
are they gonna look at you to protect them, or are they gonna look at one of the men to protect them?
Of course, they're gonna look at one of y'all.
Okay, why?
Just because
Where-
that's
where-
just
where-
a
where-
Because
stereotypical
women and
thing.
men are different.
Where's the okay? So by definition, I can give you all these examples of how men are supposed to be leading, men are supposed to sacrifice, men are supposed to do this
Because
and that.
they're here to protect us.
But yet women want to sit here and say, well, we're not beneath you though. What do you mean?
We are. Let
Because
them. Let
we
them
bring
be ahead of
different
us
things to
because
the
they
table.
take
No,
care
so
of us.
the thing is that you don't like the word beneath.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
what-
derogatory.
Listen,
It's
that's
misogynistic.
That's what
Use
you don't
another
like.
word.
You-
It's
disrespectful.
You don't like the word
Just say
beneath.
dominant.
There's
Hold
no
on.
way
It has
we
a
can-
cinnamon.
What's the
whatever.
definition of misogyny?
The definition of misogyny.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think I can quote it word from word.
Well, you just said that's
Okay, so give me
misogynistic.
what your opinion of misogyny is.
An example of misogyny, I would say, is a man who believes just because he is a man is superior to women.
Like he's better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
The misogyny is the hatred or contempt of women. I don't think.
Why would I
what
want to
we're
make
saying
my
is
man
hating
feel
women.
like he's not
So
superior
those are
to
two
me?
different
And
things.
I'm not
though.
here
Why,
to say
why would I
Two
die
different
for
things.
women if I hate women?
Would
no,
you guys-
and there's something. There's
would
a
you-
specific disconnect in my understanding. There is a certain disconnect that if you really believe the gender you desire is beneath you, there's something weird. How I don't get that.
Yeah, but
What-
you would
hold on,
never
what's
make
weird
your
about
man
it?
feel like he's not superior. Like,
what's
your
weird
man's
about
the
it?
shit.
The mindset, like, you're beneath me. Like, just even saying that, how could you say that to someone that you love and you
I'm in
cherish
a
and you
relationship
respect?
and I'm happy as fuck.
No, and I didn't say you weren't.
But she knows she's not my equal. By
Oh.
definition, that means that we're not on the same page. We're not on the same level. That means she's beneath me.
I
And
totally
she's ha-
I literally just put it in the chat right now. In the Bible, it says, "I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She must be silenced." That's literally
Yeah.
in the Bible.
and
That's
we
why I'm
can't-
being ignored.
Listen, we cannot
I'm
start.
not offended by that. I don't take the word beneath as an offense. I understand the role of a man, which is to lead and to be on top. Like that's the role of a man. I have
Mhm.
no problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to take care of him, to be there for him. In regards of that, I am in fact beneath because that's how it works.
And
I'm
that's
not
why,
proud of
and
that
that's
at
why,
all.
I'm,
ever-
and that's why I'm being ignored by Eric, because he's above me, but he's not my man.
Bro, what are
I
you talking
listen.
about?
So I can talk.
As a Christian woman, I can only say, listen, we have to be careful about taking the Bible out of context and cherry picking. I don't think anywhere in the
but this, look, one thing about the Bible is that in the Bible, God never contradicts himself.
Mhm, okay.
Like if you read all the stories,
Mhm.
like this is actually like people have literally broken down the Bible and tried to find contradictions and they haven't found one.
Yeah.
So by definition, that means that if he says that in one verse, he's saying it in other verses.
I understand that, but even you're trying to take a literal sense, like women should be
But it's
silent.
just, who said it was black and white? One of you guys said it was black
Me,
and white.
I said it was black and white.
Why is it black and white?
That's just the way the world works.
Okay. If you're trying to take the Bible literally, women should be silent. Then women should
Silent?
never
No.
speak, or should women not speak out?
Women should know when to speak.
Let me ask you a question. Are you the alpha or your guy's the alpha
Except
in
on
the
a
relationship?
podcast. Who, me?
What
No,
do you-
I'm asking you a question. Is your guy the alpha in the relationship or are you the alpha?
No, he's
He's the alpha, right?
Yeah.
Go. So he's above you, right? So that means you're beneath him.
But when you're thinking,
That's
when
a good
you're,
point.
I'm not, no, answer my question. That means he's above you, right?
And your man's Jewish, so don't
Right?
play with him.
But why is
He's
it
above you, correct? Because he's the alpha.
when you're
Whatever
saying,
he says, you're going to listen.
that's not true though. I don't necessarily
Okay.
listen
no.
blindly, and you would be insane to believe that my man does things without thinking about putting me
But
on
hold
a
on, but
pedestal.
that's the problem though. You should do things blindly because you should trust your man enough to know he wouldn't lead you the wrong way.
I
And that's
mean,
where that blind faith comes in. Where you
Mm.
vet your man so well, you know him so well, you know this guy will never fuck you over. You trust him blindly. Like I had my girl the other day, we just had a random conversation and she literally looked at me and was like, yo, if anything was to ever happen, I'd sleep under a bridge with you.
okay.
And I was just like, damn, that's like blind faith.
No, that
She
is
she knows that no matter what, like I'm
Mhm.
gonna pull it out.
yeah.
You feel me? And
I
that's
like to say I turn my brain off when I'm with you.
No, and in a certain
how it should
capacity,
be, though.
I like doing that with my man as well. And I need people
Yeah,
to
but-
understand that he's the leader in the relationship.
not all
But when you're
guys are
thinking
like
about the semantics of you are beneath me and how a leader should not be looking at their subordinates as if they are somehow holier than thou or
Because
beneath
you'll
them or
resent
like they're
them.
less quality of a person
is-
or that they're not
it- it-
deserving.
She doesn't want.
That's when-
she
when
doesn't
you're
want to be
saying-
talked to that way because she doesn't want to resent the fact that
Okay.
you're above her.
listen, what I realized through this whole conversation, it comes down to your feelings at the end of the day. It really all comes
And
down
maybe
to your
it does.
feelings.
And maybe it does. And I guess in my feelings, I believe that a truly masculine man does not
Talk to me
believe
nice.
that feminine women are somehow beneath him.
I mean, it is what
They
it is,
value
bro.
them.
Like, you just said a masculine man doesn't believe that, but I'm telling
Then-
you that by definition, masculine men understand that they have to take lead. It is
Okay.
what it is.
How on earth then are women beneath you, but we have so much control over you?
But that's the beautiful part about it, and that's what I'm saying. There's
'Cause you're the
nothing.
neck.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with being a woman. Being a woman is beautiful if you understand your position. If you don't know your position, then yes, you're confused. Because then you'll sit here and hear me say what I say, and you'll think that I'm just talking shit about you. Being a woman is powerful because you can influence your man to make those decisions.
Mhm.
But it's still your man making those decisions.
But
So
that
you
doesn't
can't
mean
say you.
I'm beneath him.
Yeah, but it does. If one person is taking the lead and he's in charge, then by definition,
She doesn't
you
want.
are.
She doesn't like that word beneath. Use another
Well,
word.
listen,
That,
man.
bro, that's
It's
so
not
sorry.
beneath.
Use another word so you can
Yo,
resonate with.
So
her.
when I was in the
means
military,
I
and
respect
hold on, when I
him.
was in the military, and my division commander gave me a fucking order, was I beneath him?
But
Well,
that's not the
obviously,
type
that's
of
not
the
the same
relationship.
thing.
You're missing
you
the
have-
point.
Who was the leader?
She
Was he
doesn't
the
like
leader?
the word
Was he the
beneath.
leader? But sorry, but
You're never
that's-
gonna get through to her.
that's
No,
society.
he's the commander. You
matter.
literally
Yeah.
just
Y'all
said
just
he
agree
was
to
commanding
disagree.
the whatever.
the
Exactly.
division commander. We're the same rank, but
But-
he has a higher title than me.
But I can
I'm
even.
beneath him.
You can reach her if
But-
you use another word.
I understand. She's stuck on that feeling. She doesn't want to feel beneath.
Y'all should agree
No,
to
and
disagree.
maybe it is feelings because women are.
It is. It's all about your feelings right now.
Okay.
And you're a really smart person, but I would also say that so I always have this theory that based off how a woman acts, you can tell a lot about her husband or boyfriend or significant other. And I would say that in your relationship, even though I don't really know you, I would say that you probably take charge about 50% of the time. So he's not really leading that relationship. I would say that you think that you're equally as in charge as he is, and I just listen, for you guys that may work and you guys may be the outliers, but typically that's not, most men are not okay with having that 50-50
What
exchange.
do you think about my?
I
about
mean,
me?
there's nothing I could do or say to convince you otherwise, but I can only sit here and say I don't like leading in a relationship. So why would I be in a relationship where I have to lead 50-50? I don't lead really. I mean,
Well, you're
one time
contradicting yourself.
One
right
time
now.
I said we
I
should go
really
to a
like
yoga
her side
class.
comments sometimes.
You're contradicting yourself just a little bit.
You are.
One time I suggested we should go to a yoga class, but he's the one that's planning the dates. He's the ones that
We're not
he-
talking about planning your day. We're talking about like
Life.
yes.
Yeah.
And everything
Okay,
that's
so
going
what
on in
aspects
it.
of life do you think?
The future.
Hold on.
Everything. Your man knows your
Can
finances.
any
what you
gentleman
should
here
do,
tell me
a
if you
home,
disagree with me?
purchasing a home. What's
Does-
right?
does-
You guys believe that women are beneath you?
Yes. Does anyone disagree? Hold on. Does any guy
do
disagree?
you also believe that you were
insane.
put
Okay,
on
hold
this
on, hold on,
planet
hold on.
to
We have
take care of
one
us?
guy that
I
disagrees.
definitely disagree.
Okay, so
why
you
do you
disagree. Okay, go ahead.
I don't see a girl beneath me. Like
He's a romantic.
we bring different stuff to the table.
Okay, hold on.
So on a
Let
scale
him
of
finish, let him
leading,
finish, let him
on a
finish.
scale of leading, I wouldn't say she's beneath me because I'm leading. As a leader, you should never look at anybody that you're leading beneath you.
See, she,
Okay.
she can
So-
resonate with him because he's sweet with
Of
it.
course, because no, but it's
He
not.
considered
it's not,
her
it's-
feelings.
it's-
No, he just makes sense what he's saying.
No,
Okay.
he considered
So
It's
the
not even
woman's
about
feelings.
considering
I
her
would never.
Oh my God, I get
I
it.
would
It's
never
black
use
and
the
white.
word beneath.
You're
or I would never think of
talking
like a low
sweet. You're
title.
talking sweet, but you're
So-
saying the same thing. he's
So
saying.
okay, so what word would you use?
My co-partner,
My co-partner.
my
See,
sidekick.
he has to sweeten that
I'm not
up.
saying I'm a
Sidekick.
superhero. I'm not saying I'm a
Okay,
superhero. I'm
okay.
just saying
So
that's my sidekick.
so you're Batman and she's Robin.
But I
could
feel
be-
like the
Hold on, hold
sidekick
on.
references.
I mean, like
See, she doesn't like that shit.
it's
See,
like
Use another
Oh,
word.
it's
Psychic.
listen. Use
wait,
a
where's
word.
the X button?
Use a word that's gonna make them feel good.
Nothing's
Saying
wrong
it has
with
the same
sidekick.
connotation.
Nothing's
There's nothing wrong
not
with it.
beneath,
No,
but
use
like
another word.
I'm not
Give
even upset.
Guys,
at the,
give him
at the
another
sidekick.
chance. Go. What's another word?
like,
My
I like
ear.
you like psychic, right?
Nothing's
A
wrong with
sidekick is
She
fine.
likes psychic. She
Like
doesn't.
co-worker, team player.
Sorry,
like,
when I
all
think
that.
of psychic, I think of Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody knows Batman is the fucking G. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He's in charge. Robin can sit here and be like, "Oh, but I fight crime." Shut the fuck up.
I know that's
Sure.
what I'm saying.
Batman
It has
is
the same
that dude.
connotation.
Everybody
Sure.
knows. Now, if you want me to sit here and be nice about it, okay, cool. You're my psychic. But when it comes down to it, there's only one leader, and it's cool.
It's not a
bro.
competition.
listen,
Eric
I-
is considering your feelings.
It's not a
Um,
competition. Though.
Look, I think
I didn't know
what
his
y'all
name
are
was
doing,
Eric.
y'all are misconfusing 50-50 equal with yin and yang balance.
I would never argue for equality necessarily in a relationship. I would argue for equity. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Equity.
Oh,
That's
So
Josh's favorite word.
listen. You looked confused, so let me explain it to you. Equality says, okay, my husband is gonna mow the lawn on this Saturday. Next Saturday, I'm mowing the lawn.
I'm not.
I don't agree with that. Listen, I don't agree
Not
with
these
that. I
nails.
think that aces in their places, men are bigger and stronger. They should be outside mowing the lawn. I should be inside cooking.
Yes,
That's
he's hungry.
equity. That's not equality.
If
That's
if
what I
the
would
man
argue for a
provides
relationship.
everything in the relationship,
He's
then
taking
yes.
care of you.
You
He
sit
is-
down and be quiet.
Yes, sit down, be quiet, and listen.
Facts.
I don't know.
Facts.
Do you really feel? Please. Do you really feel like you're gonna have a prosperous relationship
Yes,
with that
absolutely.
mentality?
because you are
She's
in
very
control.
educated,
When
okay?
you're
That's fine.
when you're fully in control of your relationship, you decide where it goes.
Then how come you were in a relationship for 5 years and she never invited you to meet your parents?
Because they're religious. He needs to
They're
marry her
religious.
if they
That's-
meet
yeah.
I
her.
have to be part of their religion.
That doesn't coincide
They
with
tried. They did.
It's just,
yeah,
it just,
you're looking at things
doesn't
from the
work.
lens of a scholar. So like you're trying to like analyze and put everything like this, and this, but you feel the same way we do. You
Okay.
just like
So
different
so
words.
just to finish this off, you're Christian, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you believe in the Trinity, correct? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Who's at the top of the Trinity?
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Is that-
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Okay, they don't even include women. So what is this analogy?
Hold on. What I'm saying is there's a Trinity, right? And if you're a Christian, if you know anything about Christianity, you know that they're one and the same. Correct? True or false?
I mean,
You're the Christian here. True or false?
I have a hard time because
True or false? The Trinity, they're all one and the same.
No.
Yes,
I'm not
yeah.
disagreeing with you. It's
yes,
that
or yes or no?
No, I don't-
Yes or no?
just answer what he's
Yes or
saying.
no?
I don't know. I took a step.
Yo, you're Christian. What the
No,
fuck?
you're not letting me explain myself.
But this is just a
tired.
yes or no
I'm
question.
the reason
He's
why I'm
asking
saying-
about the
because
Trinity.
even in the
and then you
Trinity,
can say your
there's
point.
a chain of command.
They're together.
But listen,
No, hold on. Even I'll let you talk.
She's trying to
Even,
make a political point.
even in the Trinity, there's a
Just
chain of
answer his
command.
question.
There's God,
Yeah.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Which means that by definition, one of them is leading, which
Mhm.
means that one of them is below. It's just the way it is. It doesn't mean that Jesus is shit.
listen.
It just means there's a fucking hierarchy.
Yes,
God is
there
at
is
the
always a
top,
hierarchy
and
in
that's
life.
just
No,
the way
I'm-
it is.
I'm
And
not-
your man is on
I'm not
top.
trying to make this political at all, but I do need to say that I took away a
Thank
step away
you.
from Christianity,
Latinas
and
know
I am
that.
getting back
Latinas
into
know
it.
that. Your
And in the
man
Christian
comes
faith,
Hold on,
you
let
have
her
to be
make a
very.
point. One mic at
Oh
a
my god, I
time.
don't understand it though.
So
You have to listen. Try to understand.
but it's like weird.
listen, we listen to your one-liner, so
Yeah, that's all I get because you talk
You gotta
so
keep it
much.
You know how you don't listen to your
All right,
mom.
But
Josh,
listen,
Go
I
ahead.
took a step away from Christianity and I'm getting back into it. And a huge part of Christianity is you need to make sure you're listening and agreeing with what a pastor is saying. So from the religion, I would like to say yes and agree with everything, but I have to think about, the respect of the Bible and the pastor and
My
the church
brain
first.
hurts.
Of course. But even in the church, who leads? The pastor does.
The pastor.
Okay,
yeah.
so by definition, everybody below him is beneath him.
Yeah, you're not
It's
gonna.
not that. It's
it
when
is
I
what
don't
it
want
is.
her to steer me off course.
When I think
like
of the
my
word
man
beneath,
is on
I think
Listen,
top.